Hello there guys, welcome to Flight Requests. Thank you very much for being here, really do appreciate it. We had a request from one of my viewers by the name of Filou and Fly, and he's requested that we fly in Bucharest. I'm just wondering why on earth my rudders are moving. I'm not touching the rudder pedal. Why is that happening? Anyway. Yeah, so here we are. Yeah, it's weird. Maybe it's the wind. No, it can't be. Anyway, let's jump into the cockpit. I'm flying this Cirrus, what's it called? Cirrus Fusion? I've totally forgotten. Vision. Really, really fun. I've got real world weather enabled, excuse me. And what else to tell you? I really love flying this thing. It's a lot of fun. So we're going to taxi out. This is going to be, you know, with all of these things, relatively short video. Just having a little jaunt around, looking at the scenery. The purpose of these videos are not in-depth, learn how to fly, following procedures kind of a thing. They're basically sightseeing and having some fun. Because the cool thing about this is that we can, you know, when you guys request certain areas, more often than not, that's where you live. So we can get some really good feedback on the actual scenery, you know, and how accurate it is. So that's the main purpose of this. Yeah, and have some fun along the way. Try out these aircraft. I really do love flying this thing. It's like a little fighter jet. And it's great for this video series because it just gets you around really quickly. Whoops. And yeah, it's just fun. So the flight request series, I will be flying in this most of the time, unless we're specifically looking at another aircraft at the same time, which may well happen. But thank you for your requests. I know these videos aren't coming out maybe as quickly as you'd like, but I will get round to them all. We're going to Oxford, Lincolnshire, we're going to the Bahamas, and some other places that I can't quite remember now. But yeah, so I do take note of them. Just make sure that you request on a flight request video, because if you don't, I might not see it. The way YouTube sets out comments is really odd and very, well, just not very intuitive. Whoops, we're taxiing way too fast here. Again, ignore that. Okay, stage of flaps. Yeah, so the idea here is we're going to fly around the town, the city, I should say, of Bucharest, check out some of the autogen. I'd kind of like to know whether you think the styles of the buildings and things are all accurate. And then we'll check it out at night as well, check out the night lighting, all that good stuff. So, and then we'll come back and land here. We're at the international airport in Bucharest. The name escapes me right now. So here we go, takeoff power set. Trying to hold it together. Something weird going on my rudder. And rotate. Positive rate. I'm just going to come back off, flaps up. We're going to just fly for it fairly low and just check out the buildings. Wow, look at that. That looks pretty nice. Wow. There's a lot of autogen. Very cool. Very, very nice indeed. So what about the style of the buildings? Are they fairly accurate? It looks very European. But does it look accurate enough? Looks pretty cool to me. There's a big railway line somewhere. We passed it. Maybe that was it there. there it is. That's the railway there, I think. Yeah, right underneath us now. So let's maybe just follow that track just for some fun. Looks like the big station. Pretty nice, guys, I have to say. I mean, I've never been to Bucharest, to be perfectly honest, but I imagine this is what it looks like. But again, I'm not the best person to ask, and hopefully Filou, Mr. or Mrs. Filou and Fly can let us know what it looks like. But so far, I'm really speechless, actually. It looks amazing. Let's check out the night lighting. See how that's modeled. So I'm going to experience weird frame rates and stuff while I've got my finger on the K button. Actually, it didn't used to affect frames so bad when you changed the lighting. So I don't know why. I've just updated the NVIDIA drivers, so maybe it's something to do with that. I'm not sure. Seem to have lost a few frames. I was hitting pretty much 30 frames solidly. Now dropped down to about 25, 26. I've lost about 5 frames. I haven't changed anything in the graphics. Oh, I had a request to show you the graphic settings, so let me just quickly do that. That's what I've got it on currently. So maximum on the visual effects, HDR, SSAO, maximum world objects. I've got a 1070, so I've got that completely maxed out. It shouldn't impact my frames. I've got that at medium. We could maybe go to... Oh, it didn't change. Okay, well, we'll go to the upper medium then. How about that? Anti-aliasing I've got on ×2. We could probably go to ×4. And we could probably draw shadows. Let's see what that does in terms of frames. It shouldn't technically change it too much, but we'll see. But I definitely have lost a couple, maybe 3 or 4 frames since updating the NVIDIA drivers. So let me know if you've experienced the same thing. It does happen from time to time. These new drivers coming out every few weeks, it seems. Alright, so yeah, we've lost a couple of frames. So not a great deal of difference from my perspective. I don't know, unless I'm missing something, but yeah, it's definitely that's too laggy for me, so I'm going to get rid of that. I'll go back to ×2. What else did I change? We'll go back to there. Sorry guys for this loading, but it's part of the process, and my experience with X-Plane 11 is that this process is very, very quick compared to, say, Prepared or FSX. You just change stuff and it works, and once you've got it running with the frames that you want, it tends not to, like, where you fly doesn't have such a big impact like it does with Prepared. I remember having settings for New York, you know, Tacoma, London, where it's all scaled way down. I just don't have to do that with this, which is awesome. Which is very cool. And don't forget, this is not yet optimized in its current state. So we should expect a lot more frames when the final release comes out, which is just hugely exciting because I'm really happy with how they are right now. If I can hit 30 frames consistently, then jobs are good, and as far as I'm concerned. But that's looking pretty nice. I'm liking the lighting there. Let's go back to day. And that looks pretty nice to me. It really does. Scenery looks great. I think, you know, again, I've not been there, but as far as I can tell, it looks pretty nice. Got all these loads and loads and loads of auto-gen scenery. Nice ground textures. Clouds are looking nice actually today. SkyMax Pro. Nice field textures. Yeah, I'm really liking it. I think it looks good. But of course, Filou and Fly, if you can let us know as to how accurate you think this is in terms of the style of the buildings, the layout of the city, and the airport, that would be kind of cool. Any kind of feedback is gratefully received, because this stuff we can pass on, you know, good and bad. Loving the way the light's reflecting off the clouds there. Really nice, really nice. So it's been almost 3 weeks, I think, since I've got X-Plane 11, and I think I've flown prepared once. This is it for me. I'm pretty sure, and like I said, it's kind of painful to say that, just because the amount of time and money that I've invested in prepared, but the experience of flying this is just too good for me. It's just, I don't want to fly anything else. How about that as a testimonial? But it's true, you know, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I just love this thing. Alright, so we'll go stage a flap, we'll get this thing configured, we'll go gear down, and whoa, sorry, passengers in the back, just spilled their G&T. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this. I know this is relatively short, but that's the idea of these flights, is that we just go for a little jaunt around, look at the scenery, and check out the airports and that kind of thing. These videos are not supposed to be about me following procedures and doing everything by the book, etc. So I will be doing videos like that. In fact, I'm hoping to fly in the real world next week if the weather's good. I'm going to fly the Icarus C-42 and probably the Piper Warrior. We'll see. But I'm going to take my camera along, and yeah, hopefully you'll find that interesting as well. Like I said, I'm going to be doing some real world procedures in the sim and some proper flying. Well, this is proper flying, but you know what I mean, more in-depth stuff, just to practice what I'm learning in the real world. So expect those kind of videos, but the majority of what I do on here is really kind of just for fun. And this, oops, totally flared too early. There we go. Yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed that. Look at Bucharest, and this is we're at the international airport. We're going to do some interesting, you know, kind of some of the more typical flights, the more difficult flights. I kind of want to do Narsarsuaq in Greenland. That's a notoriously difficult approach, and you know, things like Lucklaw and Pyro, that kind of stuff. We'll do all that, you know. I know that there's lots of videos probably that exist already on that sort of stuff. Whoa, I thought I saw a taxi. There we go. Bit of a donut as well. It's becoming a bit of a theme in my videos. I'm not entirely convinced actually of the ground physics in X-Plane currently. Maybe that's something they're working on. It's a lot better than prepared when you've got that friction bug that never got fixed, really. But yeah, so actually there's a bridge over there that we didn't fly under or over. That would have been fun. Whoops. This thing really does have to watch your speed on the taxiing. Anyway, ignore all that. We're not here to follow procedures, as I said, for those reasons already mentioned. I'm impressed with this international airport. There's a good lot of buildings and hangars and things. Textures are really nice, and the lighting, as always, is fantastic. So yeah, my flaps up. Should have done that before taxiing. Anyway. So yeah, just want to say thank you to Filou and Fly for requesting this. I've really enjoyed it. I hope you can give me some feedback on what you think of the scenery and surrounding areas, and keep your requests coming in. Please do only request on flight request videos, just because they, things get lost. If you request something and it's on an unrelated video, then I might not see it, or I might forget, or the YouTube fairies might not let me see the comment. I don't know, YouTube comments are really unintuitive in terms of how they're displayed, and sometimes I write a reply, oh, I've got some birds there, and then it fails to comment, and anyway, it's a nightmare. But if you can make it as clear as possible, that would be grand, by posting an inner flight request video. So we'll just pull up alongside this, whatever that is. The tree's looking a bit dodgy. But let's not be too picky. There we go. So, thank you guys. I really appreciate you being here, liking and subscribing and commenting and all that good stuff. Really does keep me going. I love doing these videos, all of them. And the more you engage, the more I will engage, and the more we'll build a strong community and add to the already very strong flight sim community. That's what it's all about. Sharing a passion for flying and simming and generally things to do with aviation. So and travel, that's the other thing. Flying for me is not just about the act of flying, it's about the destination and sightseeing, all that good stuff. So without further ado, yeah, thank you very much for being here, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys. Bye.